In the darkness of the night, looking at the countless shining stars in the sky, one thought comes to our minds. Are we alone in this universe? Is there not one of these millions of stars and planets in which life is found like the Earth? If for a moment it is assumed that there is only Earth in this universe where life is found, then even this is not accepted by the human mind. And then it comes to mind that if real life is only on Earth, then what is the purpose of these millions of shining stars? These are the questions to which we humans are constantly asking and have spent billions of dollars. Is life found on other planets in space or not? If it is found, then how do those aliens look and how do they spend their lives? To know this, NASA decided to go to the moon first because the moon was the only planet closest to the Earth. For the first time in 1968, a spacecraft was sent to the moon, which is 384,000 kilometers away from the Earth. The name of this spacecraft was Apollo 8, and its mission was to come back after orbiting the moon. There were 3 astronauts in Apollo 8, who took 68 hours to reach the moon. They did not see anything strange while circling around the moon, but these 3 astronauts were the first human beings to see the Earthrise. That is, just as we see the sunset and sunrise, they saw the Earthrise, and this beautiful scene was also taken for the first time from Apollo 8. In the next year of this mission, that is, July 1969, NASA's spacecraft Apollo 11 landed on the moon for the first time, and Commander Neil Armstrong was the first person to step on the moon. Aldrin and Neil Armstrong walked on the moon for 2 hours and 15 minutes and took samples of the soil back to Earth. NASA says that because there is no air on the moon and there is no oxygen there, that's why there are still footprints of astronauts' shoes. During NASA's moon mission, no one saw an alien, but the satellite orbiting the moon, which constantly sends us photos of the moon, has seen a lot in it. Alien researcher Scott C. Waring believes that many such spots have been seen in the photos of the moon published by NASA, where there is a risk of underground aliens. In the photos published by NASA, he marked a spot on the moon in which a strange kind of building was visible. Scott believes that this thing is very different from everything else on the moon and it does not look normal in any way. When Scott published his research, it was difficult to believe what happened after that. After a few days, when NASA updated the photos of the moon, that building-like thing had disappeared from there. Scott believes that if there is no activity on the moon, then how did this building-like thing disappear from here? Either NASA has edited that spot and hidden it, or there is really some alien activity happening on the moon. It is not just about the structures seen in a few photos. Scientists have found a very large area on the dark side of the moon, that is the side that we do not see from the Earth, which is very different from the rest of the moon. This area seemed only different to look at, but after research, what was found was even more surprising. Scientists believe that this part of the moon is as large as 43,000 square kilometers, and it is not made of the soil that Neil Armstrong brought, but it is made of a metal. Scientists believe that about 400 billion years ago, a very large asteroid collided with the moon, due to which this metal remained on the moon. But many researchers do not believe this because if such a large asteroid collided with the moon, then the moon would have broken into 2 pieces. They believe that this part of the moon made of metal can also be a symbol of the existing underground alien civilization here. If we talk about Mars away from the moon, we have sent 21 robots to Mars so far. Mars, also known as the Red Planet, is about 40 million kilometers away from Earth. But every 2 years, one day like this comes after every 2 years while circling around the Sun when Mars is very close to Earth, and on that day this distance is only 62 million kilometers. This distance is not that much. It takes 7 months for all the robots sent from Earth to Mars to reach there. Out of the 21 robots sent to Mars, 17 robots crashed during landing, while only 4 robots successfully landed there and are still on the mission. These robots have seen many strange objects in all the pictures we have sent to Mars so far. Alien researcher Scott C. Waring says that we have received such information from Mars that it would not be wrong to say life on Mars. He said that he has also seen small pyramids in the photos of Mars, that is, the pyramids that have created a very big mystery on Earth. Similarly, small-sized pyramids have also been seen on Mars. In a photo of the Curiosity rover on Mars, many stones can be seen, but in these stones, one stone looks the most different, which looks exactly like a pyramid. It seems that someone has made this small pyramid here. But who? Scott believes that there are small aliens on Mars who have made these small pyramids. The Curiosity rover, which cost NASA $2.5 billion, has sent thousands of photos after landing on Mars. Most of the photos only show stones and mountains, but there are a few photos that have raised a lot of questions on the internet because there is something abnormal in these photos. The most famous photo of these photos was captured by Viking 1 in 1976, in which a very big face can be seen on Mars. Either this is a coincidence or just like ancient Egyptians used to make big statues, the same way the aliens also made this memorable statue on Mars. In this photo, NASA says that this is a very big mountain on Mars, on which a face is visible because of the light and shadows. In 2014, another picture of the Curiosity rover caused a stir, in which a bone was also seen on Mars. Looking at this bone, it seems like it is a very old bone of an alien of a small height that has melted over time. According to NASA, this is not a bone, but it is a stone whose face has become like a bone due to strong winds. Let's assume that this is not a bone. But in this photo from Mars in 2016, a full skull was also seen. As soon as this photo was released, a new discussion began on the internet. Alien researchers are sure that there is something wrong with Mars. Either it is the abyss of aliens, or it used to happen, and this has been proven by NASA's research that there used to be life on Mars at some time. It was not until the case of this alien skull that another photo of the Mars Curiosity rover went viral. In this photo, a stone was seen that looked like fish on Earth. From top to bottom, a stone that looks like a fish, and that 2 million kilometers away on Mars. What is it doing? The information obtained from the help of the rovers on Mars has proven that 3 billion years ago Mars used to be green like the Earth. And here we have also found signs of big oceans. And it is also believed that these oceans are still under the ground of Mars, which is being further investigated. In 2014, the Mars rover captured a photo at night, which cannot be denied that there are aliens on Mars. Because in this photo, light can be seen coming from inside a rock. After publishing this photo, alien researchers say that this is proof of alien activity on Mars. We humans are saying that Mars is a barren planet. It is very difficult for us to know what the real reality is. Many photos on Mars have also been captured in which statues have been seen. In this photo captured in 2018, the face of the statue made of stone was clearly seen. In a photo of 2015, a female statue was also seen on a distant mountain. Alien researcher Scott Waring has said on his YouTube channel that the more research is being done on the photos of Mars, the more evidence is being found. Scott believes that the aliens present on Mars are much more advanced than us, because in one photo he has seen an engine on Mars, which looks like the color of other stones due to the solidity of the soil on it. Either it is an engine or a broken part of an alien UFO, or it is nothing more than a stone. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.